Hi, I'm Megan Capelli with Preferred Property Management. We're doing a video today about taxes and how things are assessed and mill levies to educate the community a little bit about what they're going to be seeing in the mail pretty soon here, or should have already seen.
I'm Bob Vollmer. I'm the associate broker here at Preferred Property Management. And yeah, like Megan said, we are going over property taxes today.
So our guest today is Mr. Danny Popish.
Hi, and I've been in the Valley my whole life. I grew up here building and have worked for the Pitkin County Assessor's Office for about the last 10 years. And then I'm also a private real estate appraiser outside of Pitkin County.
Yeah. And what's the name of your company?
The Popish Company, LLC.
There you go. Awesome. All right. So hopefully you've seen one of these little tax notices in your mailbox already. This is going to be for your 2019 taxes that are payable in 2020, because we do have property tax is paid in arrears. So you pay for the previous year. So first thing you need to do is contact your mortgage company if your property is financed and find out whether or not they've already been collecting this in your mortgage payment and holding onto the funds and actually paying your tax bill on your behalf. After that, when you're looking at it and breaking things down, we really just wanted to talk through the difference between an appraised value if you're selling your property versus your appraisal for the county, and kind of what those differences would be, and then also how we're calculating some of the different mills that are on here and what your payment should look like. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll first say that you'll notice your taxes right away on your tax bill, but your value is something that most counties print on there, and I think this one has the actual value, and then there's the taxable value or the assessed value. And so, as Megan said, you'll have an actual value, and that's what counties generate for the 2019 value based on prior 2 years of sales. So basically between mid-2016 to mid-2018, that's the data period that all counties in the state of Colorado collect to generate the 2019 value. And so that from there, we get the assessed or taxable value. And that value is always going to be 7.15% from the actual value. And I say always going to be, it's really can change, but for now it's set at 7.15% for residential property.
Perfect. And we did just talk about vacant land, and that's taxed at a different rate.
Correct. Yeah, anything that's not residential is 29%. So that would be vacant land, commercial, anything that's not residential. So that's statewide for Colorado. All counties have everything at 29% that's not residential, and 7.15% that is residential.
Perfect. So if I get this in the mail and I look at the number and I absolutely do not agree with your actual value,
Right.
How do I go about
protesting essentially?
Yeah.
So what you can do now is, if you didn't protest your value in 2019, you can file what's called an abatement, and that's basically a refund of taxes if you're successful in getting your value lowered. So you can go to your local county office, give them a call, ask for an abatement form, and that would be what you'd fill out to see if you can get your value reduced for taxes.
Now, is there a time limit on that abatement?
There is. You can always file an abatement. The protest seasons are different. They're every May, pretty much. You have the month of May to protest your value. And like I said, if you already protested, you can't file an abatement because that's already been processed. But if you hadn't protested, there's really any time of the year that you can say, I want to protest my value, I'll file an abatement. And then the county has up to 6 months to work on that abatement. Typically, it's a little bit quicker than that, but we're talking government here. So then the appraiser in the county office would take a look at your value, run kind of a mini appraisal on it, on your home, and then if you're successful in getting the value lowered, still pay your taxes if they're due, but then an abatement is essentially a refund of taxes if you're successful in getting it lowered.
And one of the questions that I have that actually comes up a lot is, what if you don't agree with this number and hypothetically you think that your property is worth more? Can you get in trouble for paying less? if you feel your property is worth $50,000 more?
Well, you're happy with a low tax with a low taxable value. So that in itself, yes, brokers and realtors and people house hunting may look and say, well, here's what the assessor has my home valued at. and they want to sell it for more. Now, that doesn't mean that that value is set in stone. Remember, an appraisal is an opinion of value. So I would recommend getting a fee appraisal done. That is more in real time, what the market's doing now, rather than perhaps 2 years ago of sale data that the assessor's using.
Perfect. And do you risk at any point, if you do not agree with the actual, if I go and protest and you come back and say your house is actually worth more than what you said?
We've never done that.
Okay.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen, where the assessor will just say, looks like you're under the radar, your value is good.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
So on our notice, we get a lot of these different little breakdown items. Now these can confuse a lot of people. Can you kind of just go over what the difference is between the tax authority, the mill levy, any credit, and how they arrive at the tax amount
Sure.
for those mills?
So people will see the taxing authority on their bill, usually on the left, and then the mill levy, and then the credits, typically they're always zero. That depends on the taxing authority if they need to give back if they've exceeded their budget. But essentially the taxing authority are things like the county general fund, road and bridge, for this example, city of Glenwood, the Colorado River Water District, the school district, Colorado Mountain College, RAFTA. Those are all taxing authorities, and they set a mill levy based on how we vote for them. So if we vote for RAFTA bus services to have a little bit more money, they can increase their mill levy, and that'll be reflected on your tax bill. The bulk of most tax bills here in the Valley you'll see going towards the school districts. Really a small piece of the pie is like Garfield County, and where I work, Pickens County, the general fund operates on probably a small piece of the pie, and then the rest of it's distributed to those taxing authorities. So basically what you do is you have your actual value times 7.15% equal your taxable value, then that number times the total mill levies will equal a tax bill.
Perfect. Yeah, so one of the things that came up on one of the ballots was school district and being able to increase pay for teachers. That was something that I was really passionate about, but I really wanted to educate the community on how to actually calculate the mills so that they understand how they're going to be impacted. And so you said that they will calculate their mills. So Garfield County, this just happens to be my tax bill for one of our properties, and it's 74.703 mills. And so we're going to multiply that times our assessed value.
Yeah, and a mill, so you would move your decimal over to the left 3 times. So your assessed value times 0.0747 should equal the final number on your tax bill of what you owe.
Perfect. So when we're talking about a 5 mil increase for a school district, then people can go from there and be able to calculate what that impact
Yeah, you should be able to
so.
project and kind of calculate it out yourself if you want an estimate of your tax bill.
Perfect.
Okay, so I got another question for you. Is how often will my home get assessed, and how often does the county look at the valuation?
Sure. Yeah. So it's statewide. All counties revalue every 2 years on the odd year. So that's why we came out with 2019 values, and that's set for 2019 and 2020. And so the county will reevaluate every 2 years on the odd year, and again, they'll look at 2 years of sale data prior. Most counties do. Some go back 24 months, some maybe only go back 18 months. But our county, we basically say for the 2019 valuation, we're going to look at all the sales between July 1st of 2016 to June 30th of 2018. And June 30th of 2018 is called the appraisal date. And so that's basically what would my house have sold for as of June 30th, 2018. That will equal your 2019 and 2020 valuation.
Awesome.
Great. Do you have any other questions for Danny today?
You know what? I don't. I think that really covers the tax basis.
Great. Well, again, we want to thank Danny for being on our little video here. And again, if you have any additional questions or you're looking to have a fee appraisal done here in Garfield County, Pickens County you can't take care of, but Eagle and Garfield County, Danny can take care of their Popish LLC or Popish Company LLC.
Right.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
they can do a fee appraisal as well. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
Thank you.